Alright, so early morning, I was listening to some music, strikes of inspiration. Let's try to make something. So I don't have anything plugged in, as you can see, just the keyboard and Logic. But yes, I was kind of playing with a little drum break. But that didn't really hit, so let's try to look for something else. Yes, this kick. If you wonder what I was listening to get inspired, I was listening to
Claro.
That album is great, man. So I really like the snare. The kick also is kind of cool, but I'm not sure I will be able to make something out of this kick. Unless it's kind of like super compressed and like super heavy, but let me kind of remove these hi-hats because I would like to use the hi-hat later separately to kind of chop them, but these are cool hi-hats. Yes, something like this. It's kind of weird to do this on the keyboard because I haven't played with this keyboard thing for a while. Let's do this again. So I removed the snare on the last last hit, so I could have like a little way to end the loop. Everything is quantized. I think the chops will do the unquantizing, because if you look at the chops, they're not fully like on the wave start. So I think that would do some of the little quantizing and little human feel. But as far as the piano roll, they are all quantized. And then let's draw the hi-hat. Which one of these? So I like to have the kind of the first hi-hat. This is kind of like hidden first, and then this only on occasion. And as you can see, the chop is kind of very off. I guess I hope that will give some sort of a cool little off the grid feel. Now the one thing about sampling, or at least chopping hi-hat specifically, is that there is always like the low end. EQ in the hi-hat is always a good idea, especially a little bit aggressive, I guess. So something like this is, I think, is kind of cool. So little ghost notes here and there, just every now and then, I guess. Now let's look for a sample, because I would like to keep this relatively simple. Yes, that's kind of sound cool. I'm looking for like a sample that is very heavy on the low end, or if I'm pitching it down, then you can hear the low end even more. But this is not the one. A little bit off, but I have I pitched it by -7 to kind of have like the low end a little more audible. Let's try to re-record this. Yes, let me just kind of nudge some of the notes a little bit, because they seems to be a little bit early. Yes, this is the one. I would like to add a kick though, because I think the sample from the kick, or at least the kick from the sample, removes a lot of low end and dynamics. I don't necessarily want to kind of like use too much compression to kind of push this one. So let's find a kick that will sound good, I guess. This is a little too busy. Although I would like to have the kick dynamics, I would like to only for it to hit at a certain point, not every kind of the ghost notes and stuff like this, because I would like to mainly use this as like the side chain point for the sample. Alright, so I got a different kick, added a little EQ on it to kind of like remove, because I mainly want the low end to kind of hit, so remove some of the higher frequencies, and yes, name it kick because side chain, man. Yes, everything is there. The only thing left is to kind of boost it up a little bit, add in some compression and other stuff. So let's see. All right, so to kind of sum up what I did, I added a little amp on the sample to kind of boost the low end again, kind of like make it real nice. And then I added a little EQ on the sample again to kind of nudge the high end, because I lost a lot of it when I added the amp. And then same side chain. Also about the sample, I left it in quick sampler. I was thinking about like bouncing this, but then kind of like the here there is a little jump when the sample plays, because I have the sample as flex pitch, I guess you can call it, to kind of follow the tempo. So then one of the chop is not long enough, adjusting the pitch is just to kind of adjust how the pitch is, but the speed follows the tempo. So yes, I keep it in quick sampler for now. On the kick, or like at least the sample kick, I added a little compressor, and then on the snare, again, a little compressor, and then some sample designer, some space designer. And yes, on the hi-hat, I added a little duck to make kind of the note duck a little bit. That gives a little push. So yes, let me try to kind of play this a little bit, do some good old remix effects. But yes, that's a little strikes of inspiration. I really like this. When I had this little moment where it's like, oh, this, I would like to make some heavy bottom beat. I was not really expecting this, although something like this was something that I was looking for. Anyway, really like this. Maybe add in a little drum fills here and there, vocal chops. Ultimately, also I can even separate the sample into two. So then one will be kind of like strictly the low end, and the other will be the top end. That would be a cool video. Let me know if you would like to see that. But yes, man, this is a little strikes of inspiration early morning, and yes, thank you for watching. Then I'll catch you on the next one.